The manhwa starts on a busy day at New York, and we see our main character, Theo, calling someone. The person he is calling does not take the phone, so he leaves him a message telling that person to come get his stuff, or else he is going to throw them away. Here, we come to know that the person he is calling is his ex, who apparently absconded or ran away with evidence of a case he was handling. This tells us that Theo is a lawyer. He is also getting a lot of pressure from his colleagues for losing such an important evidence. Fast forward, we see Theo calling his friend, who is a realtor, to ask for a favor about a greenhouse that he was interested in. He is later told that the house's price was raised by $400,000. This makes Theo's day worse, as he was already having a bad day. So Theo starts drinking and thinks of maybe blowing off some steam to forget about his bad day. While he was drinking, Theo caught someone's eyes, and there he meets with our male lead, Dylan. Talk about two bulky men. If you are capable, support the artist on official platforms. I wrote their account on the description down below. And if you are broke and poor, you can just support me. I mean, hit that subscribe button and like the video. Anyways, I recommend you read this manhwa on your own to get the whole experience. With that, let's get started. Our male lead is a famous Hollywood actor, by the way. As expected, the bartender recognizes him, and our MC does not because he is too employed, LOL. From the interaction with the fan, we see that Dylan only does action and thriller movies, and not romance, because he does not believe that he could kiss or act like he is in love with his co-star, which is ironic from what he does in his private life, LOL. So using this topic, he flirts with our MC and asks him if he could do something like that with a person he just met. He just wanted to know if he was open for one night stand, LOL. Theo tells him that if the person has a nice smile, then why not? I mean, Dylan has a nice smile. Dylan then tells Theo, "Let me take you to a nice spot where you can see the fireworks of the city tonight." He lures Theo outside so they can do ABC. Theo acts oblivious at first. Then they kiss. Dylan was like, damn well, I didn't call you here to see fireworks. Our MC was pretty much into it, LOL. His type needs to be studied. So they kiss, and while kissing, a paparazzi takes a photo of them because, remember, Dylan is a famous actor. This turns Theo off, as he just wanted to be low-key, have fun with Dylan, and just disappear. But since someone took a pic of him, it's not fun for him anymore. Theo then goes and threatens the paps legally, which leads to them giving him the memory card of the camera they used to take pics. Theo goes back to his house, and we see him having a nightmare where his ex is choking him and talking about how Theo didn't love him. That is why he, the ex, was abusing drugs. You can see the toxicity in his previous relationship just from this dream. He had your typical manipulative ex. This manhwa is giving if Under the Green Light and Wet Sand had a baby in the universe of Shutline. Or is it just me? Theo then wakes up and goes to work. While at work, Dylan's manager comes to him with a proposal to come and live with Dylan. His reason was that Theo was the most trustworthy among the people Dylan was associated with. And of course, Theo is a lawyer, so he won't pull illegal acts of blackmail on them. In return, Theo is offered a free house to live with Dylan and the greenhouse that he was after. All he had to do was just inform the manager whatever Dylan was up to while at home. Dylan is informed that Theo is coming to live with him. He pretty much guesses that the manager must have offered a lot of money for Theo to accept that proposal, which is true. Theo arrives the shared house and says, "Why do I feel like I'm walking into the lion's den?" Trust your instinct, buddy, lol. The moment he enters from the door, Theo sees people doing drugs and doing stuff at the shared house. Dylan acts nonchalant about it, explains to him that he will live downstairs while Theo live upstairs so everyone will have their privacy, and even tells Theo to join them if he is interested. So ironic again. Theo says, "No thank you, lol." Theo expresses his disappointment and tells Dylan that he kind of liked him at first, but if he is into this kind of stuff, he is not interested in him anymore. With this, Theo sets his boundaries. I kind of understand where Theo is coming from since his ex abused drugs, so maybe he didn't want to be involved with another person who does it again. Kinda ironic that Theo is a lawyer and is involved with questionable people, but we rid and we don't judge, lol. On the other hand, Dylan does not abuse drugs. He just has fun with people who do, which is also not that far away. But, okay. We also get to see that Dylan is infatuated with Theo. Ever since they met as he dresses people, he is doing it with the same suit as Theo and stuff like that. Theo starts noticing some things about Dylan. For example, Dylan will stay at his room the whole day and only come out later in the evenings. Before he leaves for work, Theo will hear shambles and noises of something breaking coming from Dylan's room. But later, when he comes back from work, Dylan will act like nothing is wrong, as if he was not the same person. Everyone starts minding their business until one day when Theo comes back from work and he finds Dylan making out with someone in his room. Theo's room, that is. Dylan apologizes and says that it was a mistake, as some of his party friends spiked his drink to secretly record him, but he got out and come into Theo's room. We see a flashback that the guy he was making out with looked like Theo. That is why Dylan did what he did, because he thought it was Theo. Long story short, Dylan and Theo make out after that, and they do it the following morning before Theo goes to work. This leads to Theo coming to work later than usual. And his senior notices and stuff, then they piss each other off. Theo and his senior are good friends, so no hard feelings. We then get to see Theo with his coworkers. They are out getting coffee. And there, we get introduced to a new character, Theo's other friend. He looks like a gangster, but he is in the entertainment industry. Remember, he also has a realtor friend. At first, it kind of seems that he might be another second lead, but he is just a good bubbly friend who cares about Theo. This might be the only manhwa where the main character has good friends that go way back and are successful, LOL. The friend lives in LA, but he came to New York for work, so the trio friends meet at a restaurant. And there we see the dynamics and their interactions as friends. Then the story of Theo's ex comes up. We get to hear that the LA friend does not like the ex. Apparently Theo, the LA friend, and the ex go way back, except the realtor friend who Theo met at the university. The topic about the ex makes Theo remember about his relationship with his ex, and there enters Dylan. Dylan comes to the same restaurant as Theo and his friends. There we see Theo talking about how Dylan shows up every time he remembers about his ex. At the same time, Dylan sees Theo the moment he entered from the door of the restaurant. He then passes by them and ignores Theo completely. He does not even hold eye contact and goes to sit at their table with his industry friends. This caught Theo off guard, as he did not expect it to be ignored like that. Then, the LA friend notices the entertainment industry people by the other table and goes out to say, "Hi." Remember, he is also in the industry, so they were his acquaintances. The LA friend at that time does not know that Theo and Dylan live together because they didn't catch up that much yet, so bear that in mind. Anyways, Theo and his friends finish their business in the restaurant, and they go out. While leaving the restaurant, Dylan notices them, and he excuses himself to follow Theo outside. Okay, I will leave it at that for now. Honestly, I have mixed reactions about this manhwa. I feel like it didn't go as expected it will. It started so good, and then it got boring. Little spoiler, Theo is in love with his toxic ex until like 2 chapters to the last season. Season 1 was kind of okay, but in Season 2, it kind of got repetitive with the ex. And I somehow felt bad for Dylan, because he was just a second option. Theo would act like he is in love with Dylan when he is with him. Then the ex will show up and Theo would act like he still loves his ex. If his ex really changed, Theo would have just ran back to him and never looked back, which is unfair to Dylan. Yes, the ex forces himself on Theo, and Theo does not take any action and let it happen. He also gave the ex lots of chances, get him out of jail, even though he was charged with murder. Makes me question Theo's profession as a lawyer because he could have just got a restraining order, but he doesn't. Anyways, let me know if you want a part 2 of this. If this video gets 15 likes, I will make a part 2, LOL, bye.